Hey everyone. So, Mr. Pandaria professions are some of the best we ever have in World of Warcraft. They are streamlined, powerful, and full of gold making. But there's one massive problem that can seriously bottleneck progression, especially if you're chasing Darkmoon Fair trinkets. So, today, let's break down all the daily profession cooldowns that you need to know about and the one that's going to be a real pain. In Mr. Pandaria, professions would generally good. You still have to level in the same way, but the number of recipes that you're going to be needing and the path to maximum level is generally more efficient, is basically the beginning of the streamline. This makes the whole profession experience faster and quite a bit less frustrating. However, knowing how to manage your daily cooldowns will be critical, especially early on. Starting with Alchemy, so Alchemy still includes metal transmutes, just as it basically always has. In Mr. Pandaria, that's going to mean turning 6 trillion bars into 1 living steel with a daily cooldown. So why does this matter? Well, over 45 recipes use living steel. Many items require 5+ bars each, and they're essential for multiple gear pieces, and you're going to be even using them for mounts. If you have extra characters, consider making transmute alts now. A heads up here, the Transmutation Mastery quest will change for Mr. Pandaria. It's going to actually require living steel. So previously what's happened is that change takes place in pre-patch. So if you're planning on having a monk, for example, be your transmute character, you're not going to actually be able to pick up that quest and complete it until launch. So in pre-patch, that just won't work for you. There's a chance that they will change it this time, but that's how it's worked in previous expansions. One with a cooldown, we've got Imperial Silk. Tailors have this that's crafted at the Silken Fields in Valley of the Four Winds. There is, of course, a catch. There's always a catch. The Silken Forest, you're likely to need a summon for your ults. Mobs are level 86, and the portal to Jade Forest is locked behind quests, so you'll want to plan your route or how you're going to work this one. You can craft Imperial Silk without a cooldown. It's going to be using the Spirits of Harmony. The spell itself is called Song of Harmony. These are going to be quite scarce early on, and you'll still need to be in the Silken Fields. At the beginning then, you probably will want to just stick to the daily cooldown as it is much more efficient. It just depends on how quickly you're going to be going through them. So now we're on to the problem child of cooldowns, Inscription. To craft your Darkmoon cards, you're going to need 1 Scroll of Wisdom per card. That's fine-ish. But to craft Inscription weapons, you're going to need 20. Scroll of Wisdom is gated behind your daily Inscription cooldown or a repeatable weekly quest that costs 5 Spirits of Harmony. So occasionally you can get these as drops. I'll actually make a separate video on that. I've just popped on screen now the details, but I'll pop a separate video on that one. Now, on top of these, using your daily Scroll of Wisdom cooldown will also teach you a new glyph. So if this is a new character, if you haven't finished Northrend glyph research yet, you should do that first while we're still in Cataclysm. I believe minor glyph research, there's 60 glyphs to learn, and Northrend glyph research, there is 80 glyphs to learn. If you're doing the Scroll of Wisdom cooldown, there's going to be the Pandaria glyphs to learn from that as well. So you'd rather get the Pandaria ones than be stuck learning old ones. Darkmoon cards really worth going to any hassle over. Now, I'm going to say yes, particularly early. They're always basically worth it early. They're strong trinkets. And because the item levels are normalized in challenge modes, these trinkets are actually going to remain viable for longer than you'd expect because they are quite generously budgeted. If you've seen my videos, you'll probably know by now I do love my alt armies, and this expansion is the perfect time to go all in on that. I'm planning 15 to 20 inscription alts just for the Scrolls of Wisdom. The second profession on each alt is going to cover one of every other profession, just to get all covered. And then I'll be doubling up on Alchemy and Tailoring just to get the most out of cooldown coverage. You get some other cooldowns in Mr. Pandaria. You're going to have a blacksmithing one and a leatherworking one. However, as far as I'm aware, they don't get released until 5.4. It is a little unhinged. And no, I'm not stopping. If there's gold to be made, I'm going to have an alt army. More information on the weekly scroll quest as well, because apparently not a lot of people knew about this one. The repeatable quest changes weekly. So it's a weekly quest, but you can keep doing it over and over. MOP was originally released. A lot of people would not do that because they would say that it wasn't worth the trade-off. The 5 Spirit of Harmony was too much. Which is reasonable, but people play a lot differently now, so it's likely to get utilized a lot more. The quests are A Thing of Beauty, A Tribute to the Dead, Incarnadine Ink, Portrait of a Lady, Set in Jade, and Staves for Tian Monastery. Each one will ask you to craft something different, and they all cost 5 Spirits of Harmony. That's why the daily cooldown is still incredibly valuable, even if you are doing the quest too. So I should be crafting around 2 trinkets per day using my cooldowns, and then extra additionally depending on Spirit of Harmony availability. I'll be releasing a follow-up video with tips on how to farm Scrolls of Wisdom and Spirits of Harmony efficiently, even without beta access. Yeah, I know. If I whine about this one more time, Blizzard might actually come and nerf me IRL. But at this rate, I might even have to just resort to drawing pictures. If you found this useful and made it this far, then please do hit like and subscribe. It really, really helps. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!